Well, welcome back, Dan. How are you?
Good to be here. How are you?
I'm great.
Feeling great and energized.
Yeah?
As much as you can be while you sit down.
So let's forget about making this professional and let's just, I don't care.
Okay,
Okay?
cool. I'm
Okay.
in.
So what are you trying to work on right now?
So there's two problems I've been trying to solve is how can I get my AI to test the software sufficiently? Because I'll have it do tests. I'll be specific and I'm, you know, telling all the things I want to test, and then it says, "Hey, it did it pass." And then when I go through test it, you just see so many little things where it's like, "Okay, how did it miss that?" So what I just tried just now before I left is I wrote, "Hey, give me a detailed step by step what I should do to test every aspect of the software," and it then gave me this long like, "Hey, do this, do this, do this, blah blah blah," and I was like, "Okay, you have Playwright, go do it." Make sure it's right. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
But that is where we're at because it's ultimately, I think it's pretty built out. I think there's only one more thing I really need to add, which is maybe more of a financial aspect to it to track payroll and all that. But I don't know if I want to go down that because that seems like a very complicated system.
You'd have to
Payroll and taxes and all that.
install it, meaning partner with somebody and use their system, white label it or integration, because I think payroll has different regulations with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, those are granted you're doing HIPAA. And it looks like HIPAA's also coming to a bunch of AI providers generally. So that'll save you a lot.
Okay.
All
But
right.
I did get a bunch of the costs lined out, and it's cheaper than I thought. So
Really?
I've met with all the vendors and done the math, and I'm like, it's yeah, we could offer a hopefully much better product for half the price, and then we would make enough to live off pretty easily.
Okay.
And then as you grow, you could decrease prices even more because in theory you'd want to keep your market share since a lot of people are doing this. I mean, I actually met with the insurance guy today, and one of the insurance vendors is like, "Yeah, there's been a few AI vibe coders who are getting in the space." And I'm like, "Well, hopefully not too many,"
Absolutely.
but I figured we wouldn't be the only ones. So
No. It's a higher visibility industry than others that we've gone after. And that means you're going to more likely to have competition.
but that's okay. We're early, so it's just about marketing ourselves and getting the market share. Because I think once you get the market share, it's going to be hard to convince someone to switch when they're already have the product that you're offering and it's at the price. Because then you have the hassle of switching without as much benefit or upside.
So, what is your product and why would people switch to you then?
That's a good question. So it's a comprehensive EMR system that completely manages your practice, integrated
What's an
AI.
EMR?
EMR is a medical, CRM medical
Enterprise
system.
Medical Resource?
Oh, I don't know the actual
Acronym?
terminology.
No,
I
that's
just know
fine.
EMR.
Okay,
But
so why did you build this? What's it do? Again, sorry.
so it completely helps you manage a practice. So when a doctor's office has a bunch of patients, it's a lot to handle when it comes to insurance, prescriptions, doctors scheduling, payments, and it's a mess and it's a lot to balance. So this system basically helps them run the practice efficiently without wasting a lot of time.
So, what kind of doctors can use this?
Uh, in theory, everybody, but it's built for dermatology now. But that's because I've just picked a industry to perfect. But because all the doctor's offices are going to have different surgeries, different types of diagnosis, I have all the diagnosis codes built in so it can easily shift over. But it's about what the doctors would like to see in the charts. Like, for example, a dermatology a doctor is like, hey, it's really important to have a body image where we can track where we did what on the body, right?
Yeah.
Heart surgeon's not going to care about that kind of thing. So, so it's just about getting those minor specifications perfect, but the whole overall project is going to be very applicable to anybody.
Okay.
Especially with the AI scribe, I feel like family practices would love that because family practices are the gateway, right? And so that's, I think, would help them a lot. So, and when I developed the scribe and tested it, it was a lot more successful than I imagined it to be. But it was interesting because you had to use two different APIs for the AI. You had to have one that specializes in the voice and recording and getting the conversation right. And then you have to have another one analyzing the conversation for the medical purposes. So that was a little fun to kind of
How
put
did
together.
you end up working with that to get that to how the solution?
Yeah, you just, yeah, it took a bunch of trial and error, but basically, as it's scribing, and so as listening, the other AI at the same time is looking at what the scribe is writing down and then analyzing it and doing it live. And what's really cool is that it will live update during the meeting. So, like a nurse or doctor can literally look at, hey, the percentage that it's this diagnosis or this diagnosis, all there live updating with the new whatever symptoms they're coming and where the conversation's going. So, but yeah, you basically have to have two AIs working simultaneously. Yeah,
Okay.
it's awesome, but it's a pain to QC and go through and make sure everything's working. So that's the part that I wish. I'm trying to figure out a better way for the AI to help me on that other than me doing it. Like I just perfected the patient portal, which is like the the much simpler side of the portals. And it was like, oh my gosh, I going through just that, I just found so many little things that I wish an AI could catch, but they're just not great at it. Or like their format just doesn't look right, and so you have to make just tiny adjustments. So,
Huh. Fair enough.
but I just tried something new and see how it goes.
Well, today I'm working on a lot of different things, and I left my pen, so I can't keep track of it all at once. But we're updating a lot with the visibility platform. I have been in process of integrating the entire social architecture. I don't want to listen to myself anymore. I'm sick of it. So I'm doing this. I don't
It's a
like
little
it.
weird at
It is.
first.
It's really weird. So right now, what I'm doing is on the back end, we've prepared the entire social infrastructure so we can do publications, postings, scheduling, etc., for every single major social media outlet. Now, on top of that, that's an aside. That's like a side feature that we're going to release in a couple weeks. But what we are currently doing is modulating and updating our entire delivery system to ensure that we're able to always automatically deploy for our clients. To give you an example, for your EMR system, for your website, if you were to use our company to help you, we would essentially insert all the files that make your system more visible to AI, but we'd automate it, which is, it's a lot more than people might imagine because when you see a website, you see only the end product that the end user sees. You don't see the hosting. You don't see the content management system. You don't see Cloudflare that protects it from cyber attacks. We have to integrate with all of that. And it's, once you get it set up, it's nice, but it's been a lot of work.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of work to get everything set up and ready smooth.
How many apps have you built now?
3 are published. I can't remember if the fourth one is published, but
And no
3 are
one's
published.
downloaded your Sudoku.
No one's downloaded. Although I've had a few people,
Ad-free Sudoku.
family members and friends.
But besides them, it's just like,
Complete ad free. There's you play forever.
yeah.
No ads. And tons of levels. So it'll take you years to get through all the levels.
Really?
Yeah. So that was really fun. But
Like, I know it's a game, but have you thought of gamifying it?
gamifying?
Yeah, gamification, dopamine hits, reward systems.
Oh. Yeah, but the problem with that is you usually have to have a server set up.
Yeah.
So I don't want to pay for it because I'm not making any money from it. So this is an app.
So
These are apps that
ads.
you can just download and they are on your phone. But it's it's nice because I like to play Sudoku, so I can play Sudoku without any ads. So,
So you have your own app now to play Sudoku.
I literally have a few gaming apps that I'm like, I'm gonna make a free version of this just for me. I don't even care if anyone else uses it.
I think that's a bigger trend that you're seeing right there, rather than you realize it or not. Like people are like, I don't want this version, so I'm gonna make my own.
Yeah.
Same thing's gonna happen with movies.
Yeah, the movie industry. I mean, with how good AI videos getting, and yeah, I'm excited to see all the awesome movies that are going to come out, and it's going to be word of mouth, right? As someone likes the movie, and it'll grow. It'll be really cool.
I saw an ad today on TikTok from Artlist. They said basically you'll get $100K towards your movie production. All you have to do is use Artlist to submit a movie trailer that you make with AI. Yeah.
What?
And I'm like thinking of the cost to do movie production with AI. I'm like, 100K could cover you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for a really solid movie. People don't realize how much goes into video gen costs, but by comparison to production costs, pennies.
Oh yeah, nothing. And it's hard to tell the difference. Like the commercial with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise fighting. I don't know if you saw that, but it's
by
like
C-Dance, yeah.
It's hard to tell that wasn't real. Like it was, yeah, very subtle things that you'd have to notice if you're just a casual moviegoer. I don't think you'd know.
Yeah, and I think it's only going to get more so, right?
Yeah.
I've heard rumor that Google's about to come out with a new video model.
Oh, really?
I think we're way behind China, though, in terms of video. Because I feel like China has a lot more to gain from their production focus on video image, because one of the biggest machines that the United States uses for propaganda is Hollywood.
Yeah.
And China definitely has to deal with that BS all the time. So like, well, let's screw Hollywood over.
Yeah.
But granted, at the same time, they're creating other alternatives for propaganda. But one thing that they found, I think, is if you look at TikTok and the ByteDance situation there, is the proliferation of chaos disorganizes the message. So,
yeah. Speaking of TikTok, I literally thought the other day, I was like, man, I hate YouTube and TikTok because there are just so many freaking ads. And I'm like, and I was looking into storage and how much it costs, like to create a new YouTube that's ad free. Because if you create a new ad tube or YouTube, even with minimal ads, like you don't even have to do the video ones, just like a little ad in the corner. So you can still generate a little revenue, and you would completely take them out. Because everyone I've talked to just is driving them nuts with all the ads. Like I have a good friend.
I pay for YouTube. It's $30 a month.
Yeah.
So not have ads. I effing hate
it.
ads.
Yeah, and one of my friends was like, "Yeah, I get on to watch a basketball highlight that's a 10-second clip, and I'm watching a 30-second ad." And it's like, it's so frustrating. So I'm like, that is a market opportunity, and you just need to have like a couple $100 that you don't mind setting up the server and paying for it and taking the losses as you grow users. But I thought about that. I was like, when I got this going and I had a little more cash flow, I was like, I want to do that first thing where you can just buy a bunch of cloud space and be like, yep, everyone upload for free, no ads, and start with like sports highlights or something like that, something niche, or like movie trailers. I don't know. But it's like so many people, and me included. It's like the number of ads, it's ridiculous. And I remember YouTube back in the day when it started. It's like you maybe had a 30-second ad every once in a while,
Yeah.
And now it's just like, gosh.
When it was free.
Yeah.
When it wasn't even a concept to have it be paid.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. Things have changed.
So but all you need to do is set up a cloud server, and then literally if you you could even have AI download a bunch of the YouTube stuff and then put it on assuming there's no copyright issues, but a lot of the videos you can just upload. But that's one thing I really want to do. It's driving me nuts. But it requires a lot of cloud space if you're putting the 2-hour videos on there.
I wonder how much storage they're managing.
Oh, it must be ridiculous. Because I was on one of my photo video share apps.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like $30, but you could host, what was it, like 100 hours of video or something like that, or a couple 100 hours. So you can only imagine if you're hosting millions of hours, it'd be a big expense. But also, that's the other thing. You could even if you just did like, hey, $1 a month, please. Like that alone would be a huge improvement, just so you could have all the cloud space.
Yeah. But I don't foresee, well, I don't know. I don't know what I see happening with big companies like YouTube.
I think people are going to take them all out. I really do. Because it's like everything they offer, there's going to be a better alternative that is now. It's not hard to set this up, or it's not as hard as to set that up.
What'll be insane is if somebody goes and gets an AI system in like 3 years and they port YouTube.
Oh,
So every single YouTube video, everything is on a different server where you don't have to pay for it.
see, now that would be interesting.
Expensive.
Yeah.
You can just take the top. Well, there's the thing about the most viewed videos. Just take the top 20% that are viewed, and you cover 80% of the market.
The problem is here's the problem I'm trying to solve with though in my mind, because obviously I've made no steps towards this. But you got guys like Mr. Beast who are getting checks from Google for $20 million a month for all of his content on there.
Yeah.
So how do you convince him to start putting in content when you don't offer that?
Because he's getting paid the odds.
Yeah. So, but
That's true.
I think part of the reason he wants that much money is because he like pays a lot to produce all this stuff. So it's
Yeah.
like, and I don't know. I keep going back and forth with this, but so the big users who are the big volume drivers of the market
Yeah.
are getting paid a lot by them to put their stuff on YouTube. So,
What do you think of the new? I'm going to pivot on you. What do you think of the new data center going in?
oh, in Utah,
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I've just started reading about that because I know a lot of people are upset. I didn't originally think it used as much water as the research I've said used, and that is a concern when you're in a desert climate
Yeah.
with limited water. And I don't know why you want to buy those by the coast, filter out the salt water, and it'd be more efficient.
Because the desalinization process is
Right.
expensive.
Right, it is.
That's one of the reasons we don't have a lot of desalinization plants is the
Right.
energy consumption. That would be a lot more energy consumption to even do that. But as I understood it, the way the system works is it's a closed loop cooling system, meaning you don't continually take water, but you do take a significant portion to get it up and going.
I've read conflicting things. This is where I'm like, I can't tell. I've read that you do have to that the water evaporates, but I don't know if that's true. I can't tell what
You're
between
going
the
to have
friction.
evaporation. It's impossible not to.
Right.
But I don't know how they have it constructed because if you have a true cooling system, the whole idea is so people understand this is you want a change of state system. You have the liquid and it's absorbing all this energy and then it turns into steam. And then you create a release system to where that energy can be released and then the steam would recondense back into water and then it goes back through again and absorbs more heat until it turns into steam again. Historically, you would have huge vents and you'd see steam coming off the building, which would be the big white clouds.
Right.
So,
It just depends. I need to do more reading about that to see how much water it does consume. But I wonder if they don't even know yet fully because these new huge data centers are brand new to them too.
and this next one is gigantic. So as far as I know, it's happening.
Oh yeah, it's 100% happening. Right?
There's nothing you can do, and that's why the governor's like, "F you guys, like this is done.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to grow up,
Yep.
deal with it." And I'm kind of like, I agree.
Yeah.
The reason I agree is because the reality is I would say it's almost strategic for war because of the advances being made in cyber warfare. You need the infrastructure that's capable of defense because an acquaintance of mine, I won't name names, so he's called out here. He is over the cyber for the National Guard for Utah. Like he's over all of it. And things he's told me, just like, for instance, this was something that's outdated, so it's okay to share, but he's like, yeah, Colossus openly came to us when they got attacked and let us know before the public did.
Oh really?
Yeah, so Elon's system got nailed hard.
Yeah.
And this is what's happening. So taking out our grid is a legitimate issue, and it's a concern that I would say should be on people's minds more than the new hantavirus scare, for instance.
Yeah. That's not really a scare.
No, it's not.
Sure.
There's a lot of misunderstanding around that.
100%. Yeah, it has to be transmissible only by like saliva, and so that's like cool. Just don't kiss everyone on a cruise ship, and you're fine,
Hmm.
or spit on them.
Well, I might be in trouble then. So, but yeah. So the other big things going on right now. Let's see. OpenAI and Anthropic are at war. Yesterday, OpenAI did something awesome. Was it yesterday, the day before? I think it was the day before. They came out with a release and said, "Hey, if you go ahead and tell your company about us and you move over to us, we'll give you 2 months free usage." They had 3,000 companies apply in several hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And Anthropic is controlling that market. In April, they did 30 billion. Was that right? I think they did $30 billion, which they did like a couple billion total last year.
Yeah.
Their growth rate is through the roof. And did you see that they partnered with Elon and Colossus? They gain, I think, for 500 million a month, they gain access to his GPUs to be able to run Claude. So that's nice. And I think that'll offset their losses for last year because X didn't do too hot. And I think Elon realizes Grok's just not cutting it.
Yeah.
He's not
Grok
keeping
is
up.
Not very good.
No. It's too sycophantic. It loves you too much. And he plays it off as being the truth teller. I'm like, well, just because you can give me a blunt opinion doesn't mean you're accurate.
Right.
I'm like, I trust OpenAI's models far more than I trust Grok. Tell me the truth.
I think the only value Grok has had for me is it has less rules on the videos you can make.
You do know that's probably one of the more DL, not safe for work discussions related to what Grok's used for.
Like, because me and my friends were messing around, just making videos of each other, and it was just like, no, it was just like all the other AIs were like, nope, we don't do that. Sorry. And then the Grok was like, sure, I'll do it.
Of course, I'll make you this content.
And I was like, oh my gosh, of course, Grok's the one who will do it.
He did just release a coding system, so you can now code with Grok.
Oh, can you? No kidding.
If he is able to get Grok to understand physics better than any other model, we could see an awesome game development platform. I don't think he will beat the other models, though. I think OpenAI's got an edge on that. And I honestly think that so these are my thoughts. And you've worked with both models, so you have your own opinions. I'm going to pivot really quickly.
Yeah, go for it.
I had someone come in today for an interview that was chatting with me and Jason about a different product idea that we're looking at building. Mm-hmm. And when he was talking with me, he's like, yeah, ChatGPT, his take on ChatGPT, it's more creative than Claude.
What?
He's like, yeah, you go to ChatGPT for creativity, and Claude is more of it will tell you no, it will resist, it will help build the right product. I'm like, I asked him, I was like, can you elaborate for me on what you mean by that? Because that has not been my experience, and I want to be open to it.
Yeah.
And his determination was, well, if you ask it to do something, Claude's going to resist doing it if it doesn't agree with it. I'm like, that's a morals issue. That is not a creativity issue.
And I don't think that's that true. I think both kind of push back on things that they seem are unethical. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you can break them both down and have them do what you want. Not against the law, but like,
Well, that too. Let's just be honest. Yes.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing, you can hack them and get them to do your bidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really surprised by that. I was like,
that's interesting that he would say that.
I'm like, GPT's autistic.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like, really autistic. Have you ever seen the way it talks? Like, it talks at a 14th grade level. When you ask it to talk at a 5th grade level, it then talks to 12th grade level. And it's like, and its writing style is just, it's way too weird. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it. But I think it's a much better coding app for sure than Opus.
By far, yeah.
And that's the thing that's hard for me is I was actually arguing with my son the other day in the car too. He was arguing that Opus is a better coding agent than Codex. And I'm like, no, it's not. He's like, because his stepdad's using it.
Oh.
And I'm like, no, it's not. It's really not.
Yeah.
I was just blunt though. I'm like, it's not a better coding agent. I just didn't explain why. I just told him, no, you're wrong. But the reality is Opus doesn't think before it acts. Yeah. It doesn't look at the details. It just gives you an answer and says, here you go. Whereas Codex is like, hold my beer. I need to go look at your code base.
Especially on the deep thinking model.
Yes.
Like it really dives in.
Have you tried using Symphony yet? Do you know what that is?
Symphony? Symphony, no.
Symphony is an orchestration that's free where you can basically set up tasks and your AI will come and grab them and just go work on them automatically.
Oh, nice.
So if you have a new task, you just add it to it and it will go in and grab it. Downside, I tried it with Extra High Think. It is token hungry. Before it even decided what it was going to do, it spent 2 million tokens to write a doc.
That's
And that's on
awesome.
Extra High Think. It was just thinking about it. But
Well, it's funny because, I do sports betting a little bit here and there.
oh, yeah.
And I was talking to one of my brothers, and he was like, "Yeah, I wonder about the stat on late quarter games, or how many games college basketball games ended the half in a tie, because you could bet on that apparently." And he asked AI, and he was like, "Yeah, AI couldn't really give me the answer." And I was kind of like, "So what AI are you using?" He's like, "Well, just Copilot." I was like, "All right."
Me.
So I
Oof.
put it on Deep Think for ChatGPT, and I was like, "Hey, last 2 years, pull me every single game, give me the score, give me the dates, and all this." And it took a hour or
It
two.
took an hour.
Yeah, it took a minute, but it came back all the games, and I went and validated it and looked up the games just to make sure it was right, and it got everything right. It got the score, the dates, the teams, all right. And I showed it to him, and he was kind of blown away. He's like, "Huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah, AI. People don't realize how good AI is because they have this experience with a really crappy AI, and they
Yeah.
just assume they're all that way." And
Yeah.
so it's pretty fun to open people's eyes when they're like, "Whoa."
So no, another relation just like that is today I was talking to our CTO for a couple of our firms, and he was telling me, he's like, yeah, my wife or their work, they have usage on AI, and she goes through her usage a ton. Like she gets 3 reports before it shuts down,
Are
and
you
she's out of usage.
serious?
Yeah, and he's like, she's doing everything she can to be token efficient. She's trying to find ways, and then he's like, and then I found out it wasn't even Opus that she was using. They have that kind of limit on Sonnet. I'm just like, in both me and him, and the way he describes it to his wife is like, you see, it's like you're riding a donkey, and not even a good donkey.
In the Indy 500, right?
Yeah. And she was like, I don't understand what you mean. And me, I'm like, oh, it's not the same thing. It's really not. And this is also something that people don't understand. And for me, I think a lot about behavioral economics. Have you ever studied that?
Yeah. I love economics. Like, Freakonomics is one of my favorite books.
Oh, awesome. So you get it, how important it is a first impression, how it alters human psychology.
Yeah.
And like you said, but I want to emphasize it, is that first impression with AI governs your experience. Like, oh yeah, it makes stuff up. I'm like, no, it doesn't hallucinate. And you have to constantly remind people that your experience you had with AI a month ago is different than the experience you'll have today if you're using the state-of-the-art models, meaning you're paying more money than the average American's willing to ever pay for a subscription. Who's going to pay $200 a month for a subscription?
Just idiots like us.
Yeah, exactly. But it makes a difference because you see the way the world's moving.
Yeah.
Okay, so an aside. I walk into my office today, and my son, they told him he couldn't get ahead on schoolwork anymore because he's already ahead for the year. And I'm like, okay, guess what you got to do every day? You got to build with AI whatever you want.
Yeah.
Today, I go to him and I'm like, so what were you working on today? He's like, well, you see, when I found out that my Stripe account approval was going to take 2 to 3 days to be approved, I decided to stop working on that and work on something else. He's 12. So I'm like, Stripe?
Yeah.
You were getting a Stripe account. And he's like, there were so many more questions than there were answers.
Yeah,
And I'm like, okay, so what, stepping back, I'm like, we're going to probably have to get you a business set up so you can do this correctly. But for 2, you're not going to get approved. How did you even apply in the first place? He's like, my debit card. I'm like, what did he lie about his application? But then I asked him, send me what you're building. And the little turd sends me this PDF that's a marketing PDF for his product. And it's awesome. It's honestly really cool looking. But he says, yeah, I sent it to you. Now I'm going back to what I was doing. I'm like, so I went up and told him, like, when you market your business, that's not how you talk to people. If you want someone to look at your business, you say, thank you for taking a look at my business idea. I really appreciate it. And he was like, oh, I didn't mean to say that. It auto-corrected it. I'm like, so what does that mean then? That I need to check my text messages? I'm like, yes. Before sending, you need to check your text messages. But he made this bot, and I'm not going to give him any like negativity for it. It's a token-based bot that you pay for tokens to use it, and you pay $15 a week, and you get 15,000 tokens.
That's not
But
bad.
the token breakdown isn't based off of word tokens. It's fake money that he's putting into it. And he's like, in exchange, you get all these things. And then he had this little freebie attached to it, and you get 3 free lo-fi beats. It's like, what the
You're like, what is
I thought it was the cutest thing, though, because I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
he's trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to say a word to him other than I'm going to help you, and you can keep going and crash and burn over and over and over. You'll figure it out. You're learning way more than most people do on their first business.
100%. Yeah.
So that
That's
was
awesome.
fun. Yeah. What are you working on?
Uh,
We haven't got much done, have we?
no, I mean, we've got a lot accomplished.
You have?
Talking wise.
Talking wise, absolutely.
But I put a couple prompts here. My AI says it did its full test so I remember I said, hey, come up with a test that I can do manually and make sure everything works. And then it gave me this very long detailed plan. And then I said, okay, you go do it. And it came back with the gaps that's found. So we'll see.
Dude, I love this. So there's this girl, our CEO that's going to be running Vuplicity, our background check company. Stud.
Oh, isn't that gaining traction, by the way?
Yeah, we have 2 clients. We
That's
haven't
crazy.
done much outreach, but so we met with Inform Data this week,
Yeah.
massive criminal data supplier for the United States. We met with their CEO
Okay.
and we met with their firm, and we've got some stuff going, is the short answer. We're looking for ways we can help them and benefit them in a partnership, but it looks like we have a very similar mindset. They're data people, I'm data people. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got some opportunity there. I think that it honestly is a bigger play than New Reward for long-term revenue. Related to that, we have anyways, don't pivot too hard. But what I just got was a text message from the wife of the CEO, and she is a front-end developer for a really big HR company. You have heard of them. They have to do with pandas. What pandas eat?
But
You know the company, right?
which one? I'm not as familiar with what company does what.
Bamboo HR.
Oh, Bamboo HR. I
Yeah.
do know Bamboo HR.
Yeah, you know who they are.
Okay.
So she's a senior front end there, and
Oh, wow.
she's like, hey, I was looking at Vuplicity. Do you mind if I go take a look and make some tweaks to it for you guys? I'm like, hell yes. I'm like, this is just barely. She's also Jason's daughter. So
Oh, really?
yes, she's awesome though. I really like her. I ran into her and her. Actually, when you were at the gym today, her and her husband were there.
Really?
Yeah, I'll introduce you sometime.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Which one is she? Or her? Like, which one are they? Describe them.
Him, tall, dark hair, mustache, black hair, but short. And then her, short, sporty brunette, but she used to be blonde. I'll introduce you.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But in any case, yeah, I can do that for her.
Yeah, I feel like the problem I'm having with AI is there's so many ideas and so many things I want to do, but it's like it's hard to focus on just 1 or 2 things. Like I have my fitness app that's fully functional. I need to test it. I keep forgetting because I'm just distracted. But it's like, that's done. And it's like, okay, well, let's market this. But it's just so cool to use it and build it. But I do need to test it and use it. I just hate using apps when I'm working out. But I've also thought about talking to people at the gym to be like, hey, can you download this app and just test it for me? Like, I'll give you a free pass and just use it and let me know.
I think it's a bad idea.
I messaged a bunch of people on Instagram that were like influencers, quote unquote, so had like 20, 30, 40, $50,000 or 50,000 followers. Did not work. No one responded to me. I messaged like 30. So I was hoping fitness influencers would be the way to go, but nope.
Fair enough.
And then I personally know someone with 230,000 who is a fitness influencer. She said no.
Not Amy, right?
No, not Amy.
Okay. I don't personally know Amy, but no Amy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Abs by Amy. She had like 6 kids. She's super.
She goes to our gym every once in a
Yeah,
while.
she goes to our gym every once in a while.
I know who she is.
She's awesome. She's a nice person. But anyways, was like, did
Oh,
you try
see,
her?
that would be it. Wow. Does she have her own app? I don't know.
She has a lot of stuff. I'm certain that she's got, like, she'll be like, no, I'm good. Because she's got all of her ducks in a row for her stuff, and she doesn't probably want any more business.
That's fair.
But
Good
it
for
doesn't
her.
hurt to bring it up to her.
Yeah, but if I don't know her, it's a little harder.
That's true. And I have not talked to a lot of people at the gym in a long time.
I know. I'm not the most social at the gym, so
Excuse me, you're like extremely so. Well,
just with you.
just with me. I'm so. I like people. I just haven't been so social. I need to be more social.
Well, the problem is I have 45 minutes to work out, and when these jerks sit there and talk to me for 10 minutes, I'm sorry, not trying to name names, especially on chest day.
I get it. I do get it, believe it or not.
No, it's fine. That's why I can't have too many of you, because then I wouldn't get a workout in.
I get it.
But one's fine. We can do that. We
The
can
fact
work
that you're
with
willing to do it for me, that's great.
Yeah, it's cool to get these projects over the finish line and publish them. Another thing is the Google Store is like a stuck-up girl from high school. It is so frustrating to get your stuff published on the Google Play Store. 'Cause
Really?
I feel like this PhotoShare app is especially useful for Apple and Google phones, right? But but if I can't, get it downloaded on Google Store, that defeats the purpose. But you need 12 users, and I tried like messaging red boards. I reached out to a bunch of people who said they would, and then they never did. And so
Yes,
you're
they
like,
didn't.
do I follow up with you? Like, do I hound you? I'm trying not to. But yeah,
So rude.
even my
People.
parents, they're like, yeah, we'll do it. And then they said they did it, and then my dad was like, that's a cool game, and I was like, cool. It's not a game, but I appreciate the support. That was so funny.
Huh? Some people's comments. You can see, this is the thing that's hard for me sometimes. I am going to vent for a second.
I bet.
I try to assign some tasks to somebody to do all this work because they need to be doing more work and more attentiveness. And then their response is, I'm building an agent to handle all of that.
If it could be done by an agent, I would do it with my
I'm like,
agents.
yeah, if I wanted an agent to do it, I'd ask an agent to do it. I don't need you.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, how do I communicate this without being an a-hole? And I just walk away. I just don't know what to say, so I just give up.
Yeah.
I know, that's such a good attitude. Like, I don't know what to do with you, so I'm just not going to deal with you. I'm just going to move on. Yeah, that's healthy.
Hey, who decides what is and what isn't healthy? Come on.
We were talking about this earlier, but we don't talk about Fight Club. Let's see here if I can get this set up. I'm almost done getting
Yeah.
this set up.
How was your marketing meeting? What did you learn? Because that's something I hope you took good notes to pass to me.
I didn't learn a lot. I taught. I mostly taught because the company and the way that they do marketing and what they do, it's unique to their brand. They sell puppies. Marketing puppies is puppy videos.
Yeah.
And it really kind of sells itself as long as you're not an idiot and making a puppy video.
Just go sit on the corner of any major road. The number of times that happens, and my daughter's like, "Oh my gosh, could we stop and get a puppy?"
Yes.
It's like, oh, I hate it when I see those little puppies out there.
I want a puppy.
Well,
I don't, though. They smell funny. Go ahead.
But the problem with the puppies is they're so fun for about 8 months, and then they're just annoying to take care of.
Not wrong. Not wrong at all.
That's why I like my lizard. He's just in the cage. I feed him a cricket once a day, and he's good.
My mind was not on lizards. I was like, you like your lizard.
My pet gecko lizard. Okay?
Thank you. Your pet.
Is that better?
Yes. You didn't do anything wrong. It's all me. Okay, I am sitting here trying to figure out where I add people to this account, where I add team members, and I am seriously struggling. on GitHub. Where do you go? This is the thing, boys and girls. I forget how to use software all the time.
All the time.
I use a lot of different softwares, and you're like, you forget how to use GitHub? I'm like, yes, I do. I use it every day, and yes, I do.
I feel like I've become too reliant on
AI?
because if I forget something, it quickly explains it.
Oh my gosh, this is so sad, but I'm literally going to go to Codex and say, I need you to add this person as a team member on my Codex account.
Well, that's the whole point.
It is the whole point, right? Remind me, I need to go to N44 or N4 Sprint. Please add this user to our Utlyze org on GitHub. Boom. Who's that? I don't know. But let's see here. I'm checking the GitHub right now. I don't think you are, and I'm re-adding you as a team member.
Yeah, it's so funny going back to the conversation you had earlier where Claude has no create chat GPT has no create or has the creativity and Claude doesn't. I was like, I have been very much the opposite. Claude will make things so pretty, and ChatGPT just is like it's like an accountant, and it's just nope. This is the way it's done. I'm like, well, you can put some colors on the website. You know, it doesn't have to be black and white. And it's like, fine, I'll put some colors, and I'll put like a little corner at the color of the header, and you're like, okay, this is not good. This is not getting communicated well.
I do think though, like this is something I always think about with anything in AI and business with AI. This is just my thought process. I'm like, for all of you that are like, for instance, last year, they would BS and moan about cybersecurity and how AI was such a risk. And I was like, you guys should shut up because they're coming for you.
Yeah.
The louder you talk, the more they know this is a business opportunity because if we can prove it here, all the money we're going to make. And lo and behold, cybersecurity got destroyed. And right now, you are going to see OpenAI come out with good front-end design eventually.
Yeah. Of course, you knew that was gonna happen. I think all the fear around AI has just been people scared about the future, and so they're trying to downplay something they don't. It's like they're creating a fear in their head about it, and then downplaying it so that that fear is not realized.
Yeah.
But then it's like, but the fears only exist in your head, and while yes, like your basic accountant's gonna get probably automated, but if you become the accountant who knows how to use AI, then you can implement the systems and you can be the hero of the day, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I tried to do at work and it did not go well.
What do you mean?
Well,
to be the hero?
I tried to be the hero, but they are very resistant to AI, and I was just like,
they're going to get steamrolled.
That's what they
I don't mean any negativity to them. It's a reality.
They're a lab test, so it's like their primary business is labs and testing, but so I think they're worried. They're like, oh yeah, we're fine. But I'm like, have you not seen the robots that they're making? Like, you don't think this is going to be able to do these, pour this liquid in a beaker and draw out this? Like, you don't think that's going to be able to happen?
It's not possible. Yeah. You're exactly right. You're going to see, honestly, the way I look at it is you're going to see a lot of people who have always wanted a chance to do something great be given the opportunity.
Yeah.
And they're going to kill it. But then you're going to see a lot of people who have privilege that don't deserve their position and they don't have the ethic and they're going to get their butts kicked. But I also know that people are very adaptable creatures. And when you're starving, man, you learn new sides of yourself. So when people can't get a job, they're like, oh, I gotta figure something out. You hope.
So do you remember that project that we were working on for my work? Because we have a bunch of scientists who Google and research stuff. And I was like, hey, that 3 weeks of work that you do, I can have an AI pull all the resources and you can condense 3 weeks into 2 days. And it ended up working really well. But I got a ton of pushback because of the risks, quote unquote, associated with this program, which to everyone out there is zero risk, but sure. Unless you consider Amazon and Google a risk.
They're such a risk.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Forget this. Because I saw the executive I was working with, and he was like so excited about it. And I was like, would it be wrong of me to kind of go start selling this to our competitors and say, hey, whoever wants this can have it? Like,
That's pretty bad. Like, I get it, and I can see where a lot of them are coming from. But it's like the other day, I was at our gym, and I walked in, and I talked to this chick, and I was like, what are you going in? She's like, yeah, I'm going to be a financial analyst. And I'm like, sweetheart.
that's the wrong position. That's me.
I'm like, have you heard of Claude Code? She's like, what's Claude? I was like, oh, sweetie. But no, I talked to her about it and explained it to her and says, you need to go try it. Just go try it so you can get an idea of like, oh,
You should have talked to me because I did that. That was my career path. It's the financial analyst and going up. And yeah, the job market is so bad for that right now. And that's experience analysts. Oh boy.
right.
Part of it too is there seems to be a mini recession hitting, and that's I think being blamed on AI, and I think that would have happened regardless of AI. But we can get into that later.
Go ahead.
Well, it's just there's a lot of like those signs where like the credit card usage is up, people's savings are down, and that's been trending for 2 years. You have consumers like car manufacturers coming out and be like, "Hey, we're not selling very many cars right now," like, which is all those little signs before you realize there's a recession here. So I think a lot of people blame it on AI, and I think this recession's been coming for 10 years. It's just been delayed. So
You probably understand more of that than most people because there's cycles, right?
yeah,
There's
yeah.
economic cycles that people just don't know about until they get old enough to be like, oh, yeah, this is normal.
Yeah. So back in the day, what happened, even though we're shifting topics here, but like,
Doesn't matter.
but back in the late 1800s and early 1900s, you had prosperous times for 15 months, recession for 6 months, and you kind of just had these cycles. And that was before all the social services. So, when people were out of work and poor, there's no safety net. So people were like, it was bad, right?
Yeah, they'd
So
starve.
so the Federal Reserve was originally set up. Well, and you had the run on the banks, which created massive issues for the financial situation. So let's not act the banks were interested in people's well-being. They just wanted the runs on the banks to stop because what would happen during a recession is then everyone would get tight with their money and want their money because they get scared, and so recessions created a lot of issues. So then the Federal Reserve's whole job became to prevent this, but you can't. And so all they did is now instead of minor recessions that happen frequently that don't aren't really that painful or wouldn't have been that painful, now they're big recessions and and they keep getting bigger and bigger and deeper. And the scary thing is, 2008 was brutal, and it's been
I was
16
on a
years.
mission.
Yeah, me too.
You
Me
were
too.
too?
We're the same age. I don't know if you
Forget.
remember that.
I
I know you have
forget.
more gray hair, but
I wish I had led your life of laughing at life, even though you've been through hell.
well,
But go
all I
on.
do is laugh. But and so my biggest fear, and as an economics person, right, you can sympathize with this, is that if you have a balloon that's popping, but then you keep refusing to let it pop and instead pump more air into it, that just means the pop's going to be
Worse.
much, much worse. And so I've been worried for a recession for like 9 years, but I just don't feel like you can keep preventing it. Like eventually something's got to happen, right?
Someone has to pay the bill.
Well, yeah, you can't keep just printing your way out of it. Just
No,
like
'cause
with
it's fake.
just like with the COVID response, and they just gave tons of money out, caused massive inflation. But yeah, I guess congrats. A lot of people like there was no
But
quote
then the
unquote recession.
price of food,
But now the price of food and everything's going up, so it's like it's gonna give.
and it already is, like people don't realize, like I go today, for instance, I took my wife out to eat, and I got us just two normal meals, and I go and look at the bill, I'm like,
Oh yeah, I take my 3 kids out to McDonald's, $60, and I'm like,
yeah.
Huh.
$60 to go to effing
To
McDonald's.
McDonald's. So that's why also I'm trying to get into AI because I'm like, this is all going to blow up and
You need some money.
you need another security because
Yeah.
and there is tons of market opportunity. That's what's so sad, but just yeah.
Yikes. Dude.
Anyways, this is a
Dude, no.
nice little tangent on the recession. So
No need to apologize.
it's so funny. So I'm having building a website kind of as I'm prepping my program, and I just had ChatGPT do a makeover of it, or I told it to do a few things and do this. And it just once again, it's funny. We were just talking about this. I was like, did you even do anything? Like you changed a few colors here and there,
You use
and
skills,
not even
right?
really.
You use skills in Codex, right?
Yeah.
And you have front-end design as a skill? There's like 5 or 6 front-end design skills.
Is there really?
Oh, yeah, there's a
Is
ton.
it through the app?
Here's where you're going to go, dude. Go
All
to
right,
Claw Hub.
I'll give Codex one more chance on the Codex app.
CLAWHUB.ai.
Okay, what? Say it. Hold on.
CLAWHUB.ai.
HUB.ai.
I feel like that's a swear word, HUB.
Claw Hub.
Yep.
AI. Okay.
Type in design.
Is this stuff you can give to both chat and Claude?
Mhm. And then if you look there, look at the right there, the third one down, front-end design, 22,000 downloads. Create distinctive production-grade front-end interfaces with high design quality.
All right. So I typed in design.
The hell? Your answers are clawhub.ai.
Yeah. Clawhub.ai. Design. So right here. Design.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, I was searching at the top one. Okay, so front end design.
Third one down, yeah. You also have graphic design. You have front-end
Okay.
design pro,
I have my AI do this.
Tailwind. You get it. There's cool stuff there. You can get several of those and try them out. This is a good site to go to get skills, plugins, etc.
So front end design, is there another one you'd recommend?
I'd look through them and
Front end
see.
design pro.
Yeah, get it. I don't know.
Can
I
you
get
have?
a few.
Is there a limit how many your AI can handle?
Unfortunately, no.
So let's just get them all.
Exactly the problem. Don't do that because you don't want to confuse it. Like the AI is not going to get really confused at this point. But I have like 900 skills, and I don't need 900 skills. I probably use 30 of them to 50 of them on a regular basis.
So which one's the best one? Probably the one with the most downloads on it.
It's at least the most stable. You know that it's been used a lot. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, I've got to look at that report to see if that got done for them.
I designed a website for use the little wire droplet as your mouse, and I was pretty impressed that the AI could design it pretty well. I had Claude do it because I didn't even bother having Codex do it.
Oh yeah,
but yeah,
I get that.
I gotta show you. It's actually pretty cool. Close it.
Let's see here. What would you consider to be the next work that you ought to accomplish here to accomplish these items and complete them? Let's take a look here. I've got only 3 agents working right now. Let's take a look here, see what you're working on.
Oh, that's right. Book with Tidy. Damn it. Book with Tidy.
There's another individual that is going to be working on this. I want you to make sure that your work is consolidated, and I'd like you to forward your work on to bo@solutionstream.com. That's cool.
That's super cool. It's like a stupid little touch.
That's so cute. You did that?
Yeah.
That's so cool. I love it.
For my buddy's cleaning business, and he was like, "Oh, he's frustrated with this guy who's charging him $2,000 for a website," and I was like, "I could make one for you in like a day." And so,
We don't charge that for websites.
yeah, I know. I was like, so
But no, I get what you're saying though. No, you should be honest about it. Yeah, like, dude, I built up for you like in a day, and that's what a lot of people don't realize is how you can do it now.
well, he's a close friend of mine. If he was someone else, I'd charge him for my time. But I was like, hey, but I also want to put stuff on my
Resume.
essentially, right? To say, hey, I built this, and be able to point to things that I've done, just in case this business doesn't go well and I have to go find a job. And that way, I can point to all these things I've done.
I don't blame you. That's a good idea.
Which I was on.
You're on a what on a?
It says, do you want to connect to the World Computing Thunderbolt Go? I don't really want to connect, right? I just want it to charge.
Oh, yeah, you're fine. I was like, what are you talking about? Let's see here, what do we got here? Let's have you work on the first item, the second. Well, let's have you work on the first issue and rectify that. Make sure you integrate regression testing so that everything that you've put into this can be thoroughly analyzed and reviewed, and you can exit with a 99% confidence rating that it is ready for production rollout. So something that is a tangent that I've been working on is there's this side project I had built out a number of months ago, and it's a question architecture.
Okay.
So, you know the game 20 questions?
Hmm?
20 questions, but for an AI to solve any problem.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, say, for instance, your system that you're trying to build. Say, we're looking to build a replacement for EMR, for the standard industry. This is what we have. Please help me develop the best competitive go-to-market strategy for us using this architecture.
Yeah.
And then it will go out and identify basically this war field, the strategic battlefield for you to the best of its ability. And its whole point is to de-risk every decision you have to make with information that is authentic and actionable with high levels of confidence. So, yeah, I'm building that.
Wow.
I'm going to open source it too. I just want to perfect it. It's really hard to articulate though, because do you know what a primitive is? So primitive is like a baseline way of comprehending reality, and it has universal primitives. Like a variable is a universal primitive. What's another one? A scene is a universal primitive. And it labels out all these different primitives that govern decision making. Temporal, meaning is it time based? Is it evidence based? And then is it normative? You're like, what the hell is normative? Normative means is it bound by social constraints? You put all that into it, and then it will look at the situation and winnow it all down. Then it will create these adapters for questions specific to the domain, and then we'll iterate over it and do deep research on all of it, and just keep building and building and building until it has a net of what's most important. Apply things like the Pareto principle, which is the 80-20 rule. Eliminate the 80% of the filth, keep the 20%, and just keep refining your architecture around it. Meaning, until you get to a point where you really understand a situation well. Like, I haven't used that yet. My background, a lot of it is in research. And what I have done already for clients using deep research, I blew the minds of 2 different companies this week and closed one of them. They saw, one of the companies that saw it, I was really proud of it because of their response. Like, this report is like, it's like you've been in my industry for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, you know us. You know everything about us. And you know every angle about which to go about. I'm like, I do know how to do deep research. And I know how to tell an AI to synthesize it.
Yeah.
Which is important. You can't synthesize that information anymore. You have to have someone else doing it for you. But, yeah, just an aside.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what my the one program I bought was or made for the testing, the pharmaceutical testing, where it was like, hey, research this, and not just research it, but like tell us all these things about it and how it reacts with the body and the
All the
dose levels and
materials.
all that stuff. And it did it, and it did what a PhD level chemist would take 4 weeks to do, and it did it in 5 minutes, and it got it right, and that's
Terrifying.
scary.
That's terrifying, dude.
But it's also opportunistic because it's like if you could develop the program, and the whole goal of AI is to make us more efficient. So it's like every when the computer came out, yeah, a lot of accountants, for example, who were writing on paper, and you had to you had to have this huge invoicing team, this huge accounting team that would track all your finances, at like a Walmart, and you just had this huge amount of people. Well,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, it took those same people or that same team and yeah, condensed into probably 1/5. I don't know the numbers, right? I'm just BSing. But all of a sudden, it's not like those that 80% that lost that job just became permanent unemployed for the rest of their lives and they've just been drags on society. No, Walmart was like, hey, it doesn't cost us this massive team to produce this result. So now we can charge a lot less for our products because our costs are a lot lower. And that's what happens. And so AI, everyone thinks it's going to make a bunch of these companies a lot more profitable. And I'm like, oh, no. I think they're going to be a lot of competition. I think there's this window where they're going to be very, very profitable. And there's going to be a lot of competition to come out, wipe them out, or they'll have to adjust.
They'll have to remove people.
Right. Just like Hollywood video. Same thing. It's like they thought they were untouchable and Netflix completely killed them. And now
Hollywood who?
Hollywood, yeah. It's like, and now it's a $7 or subscription gets you unlimited movies. And it used to be, I mean, even back in the 90s, it was like $5,
That's true. And you think about price inflation.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. And it was a $40 rewind fee back in the 90s, which is like, that's like getting a $200 fee today. I mean, can you imagine? $200 fee. So it's all going to trickle down, and it's going to create a lot more companies, and everyone's life is going to get a lot cheaper, unless we print ourselves to death, in which case it won't matter anyways. But
Accurate.
but that's another economic issue.
Dude, man, just bringing back memories. I remember growing up as I didn't go to school. So we would do a lot of movie rentals from Blockbuster and
Yeah.
Hollywood. Never returned them.
Oh,
Late fees. But I felt guilty for it when I was older. So I went to both Hollywood and Blockbuster and secretly deposited money into their mailbox because I felt like it was something I had to do.
How did they not catch you? Because if you check it out, you have to have like your name and address, right?
Because they never would come after you, or my mom avoided it. I don't know. But the thing
Or
was,
that
we
your
weren't
mom
allowed
was
to go back.
paying it the whole time.
Well, they didn't also link their computers back then.
Yeah.
So you go to one Hollywood video, and then you go to the one in Orem.
Yeah.
And they weren't linked. So that's a problem.
That was a big problem before the internet.
But now they can easily trace you. So I don't know. I don't really have all the answers. I do know this too, because like Hollywood Video couldn't find me, Truancy Court couldn't find me. I found out when I applied to be in the Air Force that I had a number of records that I was supposed to be in court for truancy, and it says unable to locate on all of them.
No kidding.
I was like,
Huh.
this happened? What was that? Have a good one, Connor. You're okay. See ya.
Yes, yeah.
He runs Solution Stream. He's one of the chief behind that, and they're not Solution Stream, Kahoa,
Cool.
and so does Ryan. Ryan is an architect, and then there's Luke, who's their chief sales guy. Ryan's wicked smart.
Yeah.
Jason highly respects him for good reason. He's humble.
Yeah.
For how smart and how much he knows. He's humble. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Anyways, but no. I don't know. I don't have anything else really to say here. I feel like we've recorded enough that we have like footage. We're an hour and 4 minutes in. I want to be done.
I'll make sure to send to my parents. They're always supportive. They'll watch
always
the first
supportive?
10 minutes.
Watch the first 10 minutes? Okay. I'm going to pause this.